Now today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can predict any set of numbers. You can predict a barcode, you can predict a dollar bill, the code on the dollar bill, you can predict literally any set of numbers however you want to, anything that your mind can come up with, and I'm going to teach you how to do that today. So if you want to pick up this deck of playing cards I'm using today, pick it up for 15% off in the description, and let's get into this awesome card trick right now. Alright, so first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let's say there's 5 spectators. I'm just going to grab some cards, and I'm just going to give them to the spectators. So we have spectator 1 gets these cards. We'll say spectator 2, spectator 3, and we'll cut this in half for 4 and 5. Now, if you were here, I'd let you shuffle this, but clearly you're not, so I'll just have to do it for you. I am actually shuffling all of this because, well, that'd be fine because you can do it. So that's what the tutorial is for. So clearly, all these are getting shuffled and mixed. And then we're just going to pile this onto each other. There we go. So, all of this is clearly mixed, and ahead of time I would have given you this deck. So I'm just going to set this off to the side, so I'm not messing with it. That would have been yours, or at least one of the 5 of you. So I don't know why 5 of you are watching on one screen right now, but hey, go you. So there's all 5 of you, and I'm just going to take 12 cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to set that on the side, and we're not going to need the rest of these. So I'm just going to take these and get rid of them. Now at this point, I'm just going to have you go ahead and look through these. But there's a reason that I gave you that. Now the reason I gave you this was because on the underneath side there is a barcode. Now I'm just going to show you this, and now you can see exactly what the numbers are, and I'll leave the numbers on screen. But there's a reason for that, because I think that these numbers here are going to match these numbers. So the first number is 0. Now clearly there isn't a 0 card, so I think we can just use a joker for that. I almost dropped that, but it is okay because I caught it. Holding a deck up straight is not very easy. The next one is a 7, so I'm going to go with a 7 here, and we have a 3 next, so that's perfect, it's right on the top. Then we have an 8, and a 4. Oh goodness, it's a 5 then a 4. And then we have a 0, so we'll take another joker here, and then a 2, then a 5, and then a 3, and then a 2, and last but not least, a 1. So that perfectly aligns with what these numbers are, and now let me teach you how to do this trick. So what you'll need first is something that you're going to try to mimic, either if it's a barcode or if it's a dollar bill, whatever it is, you'll have to know what those numbers are first and pull out those numbers. So I have taken the bottom of a deck box that I picked up at Walmart, but you can pick up whatever you want. If you have a bill, works great. You just take a bill as if you're going to pick at random, do a quick bill switch, set that one on the table, and you're all set. So you have the bill on the table, or you have the deck, and you give that bill to the spectator to hold in between their hands, to one of your spectators. So one of your spectators is holding onto this, and I'm not going to touch it, except for the fact that I just did. But the matter of fact, it doesn't really matter. So you've taken all of these out, and you're just going to set them on top in no particular order because it doesn't actually matter. Now what you're going to do is you can either come up with a break underneath these 12 cards, or however many it is, depending on what you're using, or you can just count through. If you're going to use a break, it's a lot easier. You can just go ahead and divide the packets up depending on how many spectators you have. And if you're going to try to count them, an easy way to do it is to count off in 3s. So what I did in the performance was I counted 3, 6, 9, 12 as I was just pushing them off, and then set it here. And then you can do the same thing, but at this point you're not really counting by 3s, you're just pushing off cards in a less fashioned way. Now, personally, I like to have a reason for it. Now, if it was December or the 12th or something, that would be preferred. Or if you're using a bill, finding a way to have a number that you're going to say, I'm going to take these 12 cards that's helpful. So find a reason for it coming into the trick, so you're not just stuck saying, I'm going to take these 12 cards because that's a normal number. No one does that. If you use 7, you can do a quick mentalism piece, 10 being the first double-digit number. There's so many ways you can do it. Come up with a reason. Either way, everyone is now shuffled and put their cards back. And now after this, you're going to just take it as long as the deck that you have. Make sure you're following that person, and when they're all divided up, now clearly this is not perfect 12, I just guesstimated. So let's say it was like this. It doesn't matter if this one goes here or this one goes here, as long as the top packet stays on top. Now something you can do after this, you can just give it a false cut. You can make it simple like that. So you can make it more fancy and more flourishy. You can do a false shuffle. So I like to do a riffle shuffle a lot of the time. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to leave at least 12 on top, so those 12 do not get mixed in. Then you're just going to take your 12 with whatever reason you had before, or however many cards you have, set them off to the side, and get rid of the rest of the pack. I would hand this to a second spectator and let the first spectator read off the numbers. And after that, they just pull out either 0 or 2 or whatever it is, and voila, now you have everything matched up. So that is how to do this trick. Now if you want to pick up this Purple Monarchs deck in the description for 15% off, head down there. It helps out the channel. Another thing that helps out the channel is smashing that like button and subscribing. Really does help more than you guys would even know. Make sure to ring the bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.